What's up,
What's going
everybody? Nope, it's me. I'm doing it first.
Yes, it's yours this time. Go ahead,
What's
baby.
up, everybody? It's your boy Emmy,
And it's your boy Kyrie.
and welcome to another episode of
Ha. What's
What's
the
the
point?
Point. Close enough. Close enough. Close enough. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh Lord, I swear
All
to
right.
God.
Before we get started with today's episode, we want to welcome our wonderful producers, sound engineers, lighting technicians, and everything they do. Welcome Carnage and Shazam.
You just
Woohoo!
hate to love us.
Yes. Uh,
Wow. You do some stuff too.
yes.
I know I technically do my own lighting. I technically do my own lighting, but I just want to give you guys all the credit. So,
Lord have
Would
mercy.
glory be.
I'm just saying, because somebody said they put in $50,000 worth of work in this bitch. So I mean, you want to know? Let's give you all the stars in the world, baby.
Um, you gotta have somebody to say, the light looks dim. Brighten that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So
Really, really. Okay.
with my
Next time,
lighting, so I don't need you guys to tell me that anymore. That was the beginning of that was season one. I've learned what lighting works for this gorgeous skin.
yeah, bright hot white lights,
Oh,
just
I'm glad you
burn
put
them
on a
bitches.
hat to dim your skin.
No,
Anyway,
I decided I want to be a part of the hat brigade because all you bitches wear caps every fucking week, and I am not
I
gonna
didn't have
lie.
a hat
I felt
on last week.
You just want to be down, Brandy.
Right.
exactly, and I'm okay with that. I wanted to be a part of the girls today, so I wanted to.
it's a part of our swag.
Huh?
I think you
Anyway,
said you didn't have
I'm
any.
sorry.
But
I did. I no, I didn't. I did not. You are swagtastic, Carnage. You are. That is a nice shirt. I
Who,
like that
who
shirt.
was saying that to you?
Well, fuck you if you said it to me. First of all, no.
right, we were saying it to I was saying it
I
to
ain't
you.
saying that to you. You are not saying that to me. How
I
dare you?
absolutely was.
How dare you? All you have on is a red cap and a white shirt.
But I'm
You
giving
look
face, sweetie. I'm giving face.
broken face, cracked face is what you're giving. You're giving cracked face, darling. That's what you're giving. Okay, that's what you're
Yes,
giving.
sir.
Okay.
At least you don't smoke it like some people.
Or drink it like some.
Hey.
So what are we talking about today? What's
A
the
whole plethora of shit. That's the point.
Yeah,
Uh,
well,
today
how's
is
everyone's week been? Let's just do that.
okay. Today is a free for all. Yes, we can talk about how people's weeks have been. I know we both recently just watched the Noah's Ark movie, and we're going to get into a little bit of that. Um, Something I want to touch on, jumping right in, that I think would be great to start with, will be the fact that I am now on anti-anxiety medication. That's something I wanted to bring up and discuss on the show, because it is an important thing and it's an important topic. And I say that because there are a lot of people that do not believe they should be on medications to help with anxiety or worry or depression. And let me tell you, that is not the case. For a very long time, I wrestled with thoughts in my head that wanted to do me harm. I wrestled with thoughts in my head that cost me jobs, relationships, homes. And I always thought that I could fight it myself. And it didn't come to me until I got to the support system I have that I really saw that the way that I was being was not helpful to me or the people that I say that I love. So I had to take the biggest step that for me to grow, and that's get on medication to help me be a more calmer person, a more relaxed person, and someone that can, be able to be in spaces without feeling always on 10 or always like I have to be prepared to defend myself. And that's been the most freeing thing that I've experienced this week. Yes, my emotions have taken a roller coaster. I stood under a tree for the first time
sweet
in
pea?
peace and quiet. And
Wait.
that Monday, so Monday was very weird for me, waking up not feeling any anger or worry or stress. So much so that my emotions took a free fall. I was easily crying about some things. And as Hemi can attest, I went outside multiple times that Monday just to stand outside because I had never stood outside without thinking about a bunch of things that didn't matter. I had never had a chance to just stand
Like
outside
trees?
and listen. Sorry, what?
Do you have a fear of trees? You
Well,
said
no, it
that was
wasn't a
the
fear of
first,
trees. He had never
No.
been his mind had never been so empty and at peace that he
Yeah.
could stand outside and just enjoy outside. And so when he went outside, he was like, Hemi, I can hear the birds. And I'm
So,
standing up under
uh,
this
So,
tree and
so,
it's
so
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 did you
peaceful.
take
It's
X?
no.
no,
peaceful
so what I'm on is
outside.
I'm on Ativan. So
Okay.
basically, I was sitting on the end of a truck in the front yard, and I was
Tell
talking to Hemi.
tell him what the Alivan do for you.
So Ativan is the medication that gives me the calm and helps with my anxieties because I suffer from an anxiety disorder where I'm always at worry or in fear all the time. And I know that I don't show it because I'm always very loud and boisterous and things like that. And that was something I always felt I had to do to
Quiet.
hide it. Hmm?
What you told me that it quiets your mind. Like
Yes,
all
that's the
the
number one important thing. It quiets my brain. It gives me the ability to just think or not think. Like if I just want to have moments of peace, I can shut my thoughts off. And that's been something I've never been able to do. So being on this particular medication, and mind you, it's half a pill every evening before bed. So even half a pill has given me such a drastic change in the tone of my voice, my demeanor, and my approach. So it's been something for me that seeing the difference, it's been a life changing thing for me, and I can honestly say that.
I bet you won't take a whole pill.
don't
Well,
dare him do that.
no.
Half a pill is enough. He don't need a whole
um, no. The side effects of a half a pill are strong enough to feel a whole one. When that loopy feeling hits, and I don't understand how anybody can be addicted to pills because the way it takes you out of yourself. But when that feeling hits, no, mm-mm. A whole one that would not be good to nobody. I'd be out here like Mr. Burns. I feel love. That's all I'd be.
doing that
You know
Brian the
what I'm
Painter
saying?
voice.
I'm saying it works, honey. I bring you love. That's
You did
and
that on the first day. The first
that
Yeah, that was so strange. I'm used to
kind
the
of was
physical
that.
violence, and it wasn't happening. I don't know. I didn't know
And
how to feel.
okay, so let me ask you this though, from your perspectives, you all have dealt with me quite frequently quite a lot over the last 7 years. Eric for
Sadly,
almost 20 years. So, how would you say the difference has been just in this week, before and after?
Night and day.
weird.
it's very hard to and I won't say hard, but it's very strange to see the difference. Like you're not as combative, you're not as angry. Like just it was weird, especially like I said that first day
Right.
when you were just like the hills are alive with the sound of
Sounded like a
music.
Jordan Peele movie.
it was
Honey,
weird. It was very strange just to like, Freya, what are you taking? Can I have some? Because you are
I'm like, how did they grow this clone so quickly?
it has been a very big
but
help.
I can see where now that you've been taking it for a couple days, like it's evening out. But
Yeah.
that first day, you were just turning circles on the hill.
I went for a walk. I went to Costco. I hopped in with my godfather and rode to Costco. He said, "I'm going to get some water." I said, "Can I go? I just feel like going. I just want to walk around."
Yes, you
And
called me from the car like, "I'm enjoying the day.
Well, he
yeah,
was.
Corey and I went to Costco, and I'm just watching things as we
honey, I
by."
have never enjoyed a Costco sample more in my life. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Like they walk by and say, "Do you want one?" Sure, yes.
Oh,
I said, "This
goodness.
tastes amazing. This tastes is this oregano? I taste oregano. I think that is wonderful, honey. That is just
Uh,
oregano is a
Your
wonderful herb,
profile.
isn't it?"
What?
Like I'm telling you, everything was great. Okay.
Oh
Like
my god.
this woman had these little strawberry shortcake bites that taste like the ice cream, and it was like having a strawberry shortcake ice cream for the first time in my life. I went and grabbed a bag. I didn't buy them, but I was so euphoric. I wanted to. Like she was just so nice and gave me two samples, and I'm a fat bitch, so it worked all in my favor. You know what I mean? But it was just like it was just so happy to walk around Costco and not be worried about people around me and go to the bakery and pick up bagels because I like bagels
Hey,
and I wanted some bagels. So, it was just very nice.
Oh my god.
This medication has put me in a state, and I think I told her, I said, I felt like I was walking on clouds. I really felt like I was walking on clouds because I was like, I have not had a Parmesan bagel in a while. Maybe I should have a Parmesan bagel.
ever
I
had a
think I'll get.
bagel?
See, I haven't had bagels in so long because of so much. It's funny when you have a clear mind, and this is like things you just don't think about. It's like I like bagels. I haven't had a bagel. I want a bagel, and then you just proceed to.
Another name of this episode.
Right, right.
I'm just, but it's a. I know that it's so weird to have this as an example, but it's an example of just allowing yourself to have a thought in your mind without any negativity following it, anything that doesn't matter, walking around with a peaceful presence, being present is what it really was. And I had never really experienced what it meant to be physically present. Like in this moment, I'm not thinking about anything other than I'm enjoying shooting the show with my people. You know what I mean? Like I'm in this moment with you guys right now, and this moment is the only thing that matters to me is spending this time with y'all.
Where was you before you started taking the medicine?
Worrying about being funny, worrying about having the right things to say, worrying about being informative. Like it was so many things I wanted to make sure I covered in every show without just really understanding that all those things are me. And I can provide those things just by doing what I do best, just talking to people like I talk to my friends.
Oh, that's
Like
just
I'm
flip out every episode because you overthinking everything.
I
I
spent my whole life overthinking everything, and I understand that that was a lot of the problem with a lot of the things was me pushing too hard and too much, thinking that I knew best. And it's not that I know best; it's just that I have a very creative mind, and it's very vast in what I want to see happen. But that shouldn't negate other people's creativity.
just think the biggest point to take from what we're talking about right now is that you have to know that it's okay to not be okay and to get help.
I agree with that.
Say, I need someone to help me be okay because I know I'm not okay. And I can't be afraid to say that. And I think a lot of not just Black culture, but a lot like Asian, Latino, I think a lot of cultures teach you that figure it out with your family, figure it out by yourself. Don't go ask for help.
toxic
Yeah,
masculinity in
That
general.
makes you weak. But I
that's
feel
it.
like when you go and seek help and you see the difference that it's making in you because you finally said, let me go find the help that I need to be better. And it's making a world of difference for you. So I think that's a huge thing to put out to our viewers is that don't be afraid to if you feel like something's wrong, don't be afraid to ask for help and to
Right,
seek the help
exactly.
you need to be better. So,
The whole mindset of I have to do it myself is something that we have to get away from. You know what I'm saying? Like to that point, and I want to piggyback off of that, having a support system to tell me as well, friend, you're not okay. I can see it, and I need you to see it. You're not okay. Having a support system to put that mirror in front of you so that you get to a point where you are able to say, I am not okay. You know what I'm saying? The two go hand in hand because you can't get to that point by yourself all the time. Now, granted, if you have a strong enough will or you get tired enough that, you can break down and say, I'm not okay, and then seek the help, then that's your story, that's your path. Kudos to you. I'm grateful that I had people in my life who hung in there with me until it got through my thick skull to say, hey, you know what? I really am not okay. And I really do need to have something that is going to help clear away the fog so that I can stop having a head that just feels like nothing is real. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
yes, and I would like to drop a nugget of wisdom from a movie. As you know, I like to drop my nuggets of wisdom from entertainment. But Janet Jackson said it best in Poetic Justice. Nobody, but nobody can make it out here alone. Everybody needs somebody. I don't care how alone and independent you want to be. I feel like everybody needs somebody in their life because I feel like as a human race, we're not meant to sit alone by
We're not
ourselves.
designed
We
for that.
need
No, you're right about
to
that.
have a village of people who can, and you need friends who will tell you you're wrong. Not a bunch of friends that will just be like, yes, 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 everything you do is right. Because those aren't your friends. Your real friends will tell you when you're wrong. Your real friends will tell you when you're right. And you're gonna love each other regardless of having to have those type of moments because and you should if you know that that's your real friend you should be able to accept a friend who can say something is not right with what you did or you were wrong for that or good job you did this whatever the case may be. I just feel like everyone needs somebody in their corner.
And to go with that, I feel like since we are continuing into this discussion, going with Men's Mental Health Month, because we are still in Men's Mental Health Month,
Actually, it was
men
last
need
month.
more. Huh?
It was actually last month, but we're gonna
No,
still.
Men's Mental Health Month is June. It's this month.
It was May. Does it?
I
But you
swear.
said men's.
Yeah, men, us,
It was
men's mental health.
specific. Okay, I might be wrong.
Um,
It's June.
Okay.
Nuggets, you are actually right. Oh, it's real
Ah!
okay.
Come on, Kim.
Um, Men need more spaces to be vulnerable to express their emotions so that they can gain proper healing because we need to stop acting like it is only okay for us to experience sadness and anger. Men need to be able to experience every emotion under the rainbow because it is okay. We have every emotion that women have, and just because women are taught that they are emotional individuals, that is not true. We all are emotional individuals. Men need more spaces where they can freely admit hurts, pains, traumas. Men need to go to counseling. Counseling helps. If someone is telling you that counseling is wrong, it's because that is a belief that they've developed in their mind that they need to get rid of. In this time, 2025, it needs to be taken more seriously now than ever for men, in particular black men. Stand up, get your mental health together. We cannot do anything if the mind is not working properly and functioning for us. So I just want to make that clear and put that statement out there. In this time, mental health matters more than anything. So please take your mental health seriously, guys. Do something about it. Get a journal, go for a walk, join a gym, find a friend. There are so many different ways for you to cathartically get out what is going on with you in your life so that you don't have to sit in darkness. And that is the main key thing. And that's what I'm grateful for now is not sitting in darkness. Go ahead, Carnage.
Um, um, Bagels for Thought, the show title.
No.
In
Yeah,
this moment.
a bagel for your a
Just
bagel for your thoughts. I like that one. A bagel for your thoughts. That's cool. Um, to that, I feel like a better host. I feel like I can speak clearer and more concise as well right now. And I don't want to make the whole show about what's going on with me in this, but this is a good
Yeah,
marker for
because
mental health. I'm sorry, what?
nothing.
Kind of already did, right? You know, what I'm saying? Look, I
like
made
so moving on, segueing to something else.
Uh, okay. Okay.
We can talk about the
No,
Noah
wait. Let
before.
me wrap this up a little bit, though.
Okay.
I know he had this testament about. I just want to put this out here. Like you introduced the drug that you use. So I want people to know that don't go out and seek this out on your own. You need to be under medical
yes.
treatment under
This
a
is
certified
prescribed.
psychologist.
Prescribed.
Um, these drugs can have side effects and go very wrong. Um,
Yes.
I
And
haven't
can
talked
be
about it
addictive.
before, but I do have my own mental health issues similar to Kyrie and some extra shit. But I've sought help and been medicated, and it went horribly wrong for me. So I wound up having to take alternative methods to help myself out mentally as well and lead a
And there's
positive
nothing
life.
wrong with that. And nothing wrong with that either.
All right.
If that's the road
So
you have to go down that road as well.
I think it's all about seeking the help in the beginning.
right.
Thing doesn't work for everybody, and you have to figure out. It could be a trial and error moment to figure out what it is.
Exactly. And it's gonna be trial and error. Don't give up on it.
Yes,
Just don't
a
don't
lot of people
do
give
this
up
without any kind of
one
supervision.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people give up because they try one thing and said, "This didn't work for me. I'm just, uh, it's over. I'm just gonna be in this place forever." But sometimes it's a trial and error to figure out what it is that you need that works for you because everybody is different. Because what Kyrie is doing might not work for Shazam or me or Carnage, and we might need something else to help us. And you could have similar issues to Kyrie,
Right.
but it doesn't mean that what he's doing is going to work for you. But it's all about seeking the help and not giving up on knowing that you can be better. But you just need to figure out what it is that works for you.
Exactly.
First thing is get some help. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when all else
Now that,
fails, up that.
now that we have spent 30 minutes on this wonderful topic, let's segue on into other things. So,
Segway.
Golden.
hear
Here's
me,
a little
my
sound
friend.
effects.
Hear me, my friend. You recently just watched the Noah's Ark movie, and we're gonna put this in your corner because I love your review for it. Let's not spoil that just yet, although I see where you're going. I want to give this moment to you because yes, I did watch it, but I'm going to let you lead. I'm going to take all the back commentary since I just had all of my what in the beginning.
The bad
I'm gonna give this.
commentary. Mm.
I'm gonna give this. This is Hemi's review corner. Take it away, baby.
All right. So Noah's Ark just dropped yesterday, and I watched it last night.
Ah.
Maybe we can kind of talk about it today. Um, Kyrie watched it right before this just started. I
Yes,
don't even think he got through the whole thing, and that
I
should
did
you'll
not.
give away a lot of things that I'm about to
Honey,
say.
spoil the whole thing for me, baby. I don't. At this point, look, sink the ship. I'm
Sounds
good.
like it already was spoiled.
So here's what I will say. I am always here for the black gay community. I am going to support. I'm going to give you my attention and my consumption and all the things. However, she wasn't good.
She was not giving, honey.
I appreciate that they brought Noah and Wade and all the girls back, and however, the story was very rushed and it wasn't enough time given to the individual stories that they were trying to tell, and it felt very pushed and it didn't give you enough time to feel the emotion that you needed to feel for each one of the four main characters. Like, it didn't give me enough time to feel for it. I've always thought that the acting was wah, wah, wah for Noah's Ark. That's just me. You might feel different. However, I will say that Wade and Noah stepped up their acting a little bit. However, it was poorly thought out, and just there are things that I'm trying not to give away, but like one of the characters was sick and they really glossed over him being sick, and
I'm gonna
it
spoil
could have
all
been
of
a
that.
whole nother moment that was given to him to really make you to grab at your heartstrings. If you love a rom-com or a good drama as um Shazam and I do, then you need more for you to tug at my heartstrings and make me say like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I can't. I need to pause it because I need a breath." And none of that happened. Like, I was pausing it because I was bored. But I just overall, it was like, I support my black gay community, and I was gonna watch it and watch it to the end, but I just was left feeling like, really, is this the effort y'all made? And it was just it was clear that they had actually filmed this years ago and it just got released.
Oh,
Um, I'll tell you that someone died and their grave said 2022, and somebody said it's only been a year, so it was clear
I'm
that
going to spoil this.
it was clear that they recorded this in 2023, and it I don't know if they couldn't find a distributor or what happened, but it didn't get released till now. And it was just they had a lot of different cameos, and my co-host thought the cameos gave something to the movie, but I don't feel like the cameos even helped the movie. It was really rushed, and it was ill written and ill thought out for me.
let me
You,
ask you this.
we would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. But okay, Carnage, you have a question.
Let me ask you this. Who whose fault do you think it was?
The writers and the producers, not the actors. It was what they were given, and I think they came back because it was a moment of I can't think of the word that I'm trying to use right now. But for all of them to come back together to do this was a
Do you
big
think it
thing.
do you think it was a lightning in the bottle situation?
No, I don't think it was like
Okay.
I think it was just a like celebrating
Wow. We lost your audio.
who me.
Okay, yeah, we missed the last thing you said.
For like 5
Say what
seconds.
Oh,
say what you said again.
I don't think it was lightning in a bottle. I think it was celebrating the groundbreaking work they had done 20 years ago, where it was we brought these black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call them, to the table that were gay and doing something that had never been done. So I feel like it was a moment of 20 years ago. This
Yeah,
happened.
that wasn't the right
We're
phrase I would have used.
celebrating this, but I don't feel like it was lightning in a bottle because this was not lightning in a bottle.
Do you think
No,
something may have been
that's
lost in the editing?
You
I
say
meant more
what?
of a nostalgic thing. That's what I meant. Not lightning in the
Right.
bottle. More
Okay.
And it,
nostalgic. I apologize.
yeah.
Do you think something may have been lost in the editing?
Yeah, so it was very so I think it was the writing. I think the writing was rushed. Like they didn't spend enough time on each storyline to make you feel to draw the viewer in and make you feel the emotion that you were supposed to feel. Like things were just very, very rushed. It was like they were trying to take two seasons of a TV show that had like 12 or 15 or 20 episodes and sucked it into an hour and a half movie.
Mm.
Which,
And
to be
so it was
honest,
very
oh, sorry.
rushed and it wasn't enough writing. It was the writing wasn't done well enough to tackle all these things they had going on in this little bit of time that they had. But that is my thoughts. You can give yours. You didn't get to the end, so you don't even know what happened at the end. I do, but friend,
But
you
I'm gonna
can
give you
give
that so far
what
though
you
for
thought from what you saw.
so
Should we spoiler warning?
it's
Yeah, spoiler warning.
He's
spoiler
gonna ruin it.
warning.
He's gonna ruin
Spoiler
it.
warning. So if you have not seen it, too bad anyway. So I'm gonna spoil this shit for y'all. So
It's always Kyrie.
it will always be me,
Even on medicine, it's always Kyrie.
baby. I'm might be calm, but I'm still gonna shake this
Uh,
shit up, honey.
uh,
So
he's
here's
thinking
the
more
thing.
clear now.
There you go. So here's the thing. I agree in the sense that it did not make a good movie. It would have made a good season. Though if they had spread this out into a 10, 12 episode season, I think it would have given a little bit more, it would be having a more flush out, giving us a little more fulfillment in what's going on with the characters. Okay. They gave you a little bit more of what is going on now. Like, for example, Alex owns a drag bar. Cute, but why does it look busted outside? Girl, okay, that's
Lots of
aesthetic.
bars look
Whatever.
busted outside. It don't mean you
I
don't
just
work
feel like
that out.
no, I just feel like for the movie it could have looked a little bit better. But anyway,
I feel they were
um,
giving reality to what that bar looked like on the outside because we've been to lots of bars that look like that on the outside.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Very true. Actually, our hometown bar. Shit, never mind.
Right.
Like, I
Exactly.
take that back. Then I take that 100% back. Then okay, I take that back.
I have to tell
Um,
you.
but the only thing I will say is it felt like the characters, the growth didn't seem like it was all there. Like the growth in life, not growth in person. Like, why is Ricky still hiding shit from Janito and they've been together for 2 years? Bitch, you got cancer. Tell this bitch. He's moving to
They've been
fucking
together longer
Toronto.
than 2 years. They got together at the end of
I'm
the
going. They did. They
like
have, but he
15
said 2 years.
I
He
know, which
said
was
2 years.
really
So I'm
weird
going
to me.
with the
It was really
yes,
weird to me because I was like,
yes.
that feel like 15 years ago, but okay.
Like, man, y'all should be married by now, bitch.
Wait, is he
You
with the
know.
boyfriend that had HIV? Or
Yeah, from
Yes,
my so-called life. They still
yes. They're
was
still
dealing with
together
each
in
other.
the in the
But
in
he
the
said something
he
about
has
we only been
cancer,
with each other
even
for 2
though
right. Talking about so after 2 years you're done with me. Like what 2 okay, whatever. But either
I
way,
was very confused by that, but
why
I
is
didn't.
his character still this I hide everything behind being a hoe type character? Why haven't you grown at all, my nigga? And then
But
gonna sit here and
he wasn't a hoe in this movie. He wasn't a hoe in this movie.
he was hitting on dudes in the line while it was getting tested.
But he was still I don't feel like he was the Ricky he was on the show. Like that Ricky
It's
was
like
just
he
sleeping with everyone.
it's
You
like he
can
was
see
still
he had
trying
I felt like the cancer made him kind of go back to old habits. But it didn't
I mean I
resonate with me that they didn't give him enough of a storyline and for him
right, like
to have now that you've ruined it, for him to have cancer.
I
They
kept
did
saying while you
not
were talking,
devote
I'm gonna
enough
spoil the shit.
they didn't give him enough storyline to really make you feel bad for him and to pull at your heartstrings. Like for me, they glossed over him having cancer.
And
Like
for
they
me,
talked about it. Him and Noah had a moment. Noah brought the man back to the door, and
right, and that was it.
but it was very glossed over. So I never was able to have a moment where I was like, "Oh, Ricky has cancer. Oh my god!" I never had that moment. I never had that
Like
moment. It was just like, "Oh, he has cancer."
and then everything with Chance was confusing. The whole process of him letting go of Eddie was so confusing to me. And then I didn't understand
FYI,
it at
spoiler
all.
alert.
I just said I just said that before I started talking. So just anyway, um, it was confusing to me, to be very honest, because I get it. You're mourning the loss of your husband. It's hard to date. But then why have this whole scenario of him telling you he wants to watch you have sex with somebody, him smiling, looking like he's enjoying the process, and then after it, call yourself a slut? Like, why take yourself through that?
We discussed this. I told you that he lost his husband and he's still having these memories of the husband. And the husband said, I want you to have sex with somebody else while I watch because he's a ghost. So he couldn't participate. But
Right.
this was Chance just wanting to be intimate with somebody else.
The
So
ghost
then
of
he got a chance to do it. And afterwards, he felt horrible because he still wanted to be with his husband. So the ghost of his husband called him a hoe
uh,
because
And just like that.
he felt bad about enjoying the sex with this other man. And that was the whole point of the husband calling him a hoe. But you didn't really get that until you found out that Eddie was dead. Because when the husband called him a hoe, you didn't know that Eddie was dead.
And
So you were very
that's what I
confused, like,
didn't like is
how you
because
gonna call him a hoe?
why
And
didn't
then
they do
found
that
out he was dead,
before?
cried, none of that was sad. It was very overacted. That
it was
whole
Yes. Like,
cemetery.
like, it made you legitimately think that Eddie was standing there, like, alive, calling him a slut, and I'm like, had you given us the fact that Eddie was dead prior and that Chance was going through a hard time and seeing Eddie, then we would have felt what Chance felt and gone through that journey with Chance,
Right.
like,
And
you know what I'm saying?
so that was the thing that took away from it is that it didn't give you like I see dead people. I can't think of the name of the movie right now, y'all. With
Sixth Sense.
it didn't give. It was supposed to give you like a moment of the sixth sense, like he's seeing this go, but it did. It just none of that worked. Like I didn't even realize who was dead at first when he was crying at the cemetery. I rewound it and had to see, like, oh, his husband is dead. This is a just a figment of his imagination calling him a whore. And then it made me think about it a little bit, but it just none of it, it
But
was
my thing also,
well written.
yeah, they were trying to
had
be clever. And
when Noah was doing the catch up, so when you guys watch it, Noah does a full recap in the beginning. Had Noah, when he did that recap in the beginning, given those tidbits in the beginning, like Ricky finding out he had cancer and us seeing it, Eddie dying and us seeing the funeral, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. Then we would have already been mentally aware and emotionally
I hear
invested
you.
going in. This is what's going on.
I
I hear you.
The trying to hold do the thing of dropping bonds. I'm sorry, trying to hold do the thing for me of dropping the bombs didn't work.
I
Dropping the bomb that Eddie was dead didn't work. Dropping the bomb that Ricky had cancer didn't work. You know
I
what
hear
I'm
you.
saying?
No,
And then
Ricky didn't know until the the present that he had cancer. So I don't think that was something he would have recapped because that was something that was happening in the present. So he
so
wouldn't recap that, like, that wasn't a past thing that happened. I think they didn't say that Eddie had died because they wanted to drop the bomb on us that he had
but
died.
it didn't
It
land.
just didn't land.
Yeah, that's the issue because the intent was to give us a artistic surprise. They didn't want to just tell the
It was
story
supposed to
linearly and be
pull at your
boring.
heartstrings and
But
make you go, "Jesus Christ,
yeah,
he's dead," but it didn't work. It didn't work. But
Because
mm,
in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm watching all this shit happen and he's dead this whole time. Why didn't you say that? Because now you just make Chance look crazy.
they didn't make him look crazy to me.
no,
I got what the intent was. It
right.
just did not hit. Like the intent, like once I found out he was dead, that's why I look back on it like, oh, he called him a hoe because
That gave me, it gave crazy.
he
It
felt
gave
guilty for
fucking crazy.
moving on and all these things. And I get what they were trying to pull, but it didn't hit the way it should have hit to
No.
make me be to gasp and say, oh
Now,
my God. It was just kind of like, oh,
I will say,
Eddie's
I
dead.
did like, right. I will say, I did like the storyline with Way to Know, with the children, the family, and all of that. And then, you know, the transgender godchild coming into play, and then, you know, the little young rapper and all that. I liked that storyline. I thought it was cute. You know what I'm saying? I thought that, like, it wasn't the best be all end all, but I
I
thought it,
like them playing with the dolls and doing all
yeah, like the little montages, I felt like that gave what it was supposed to give. You know what I'm saying?
Alex and them
Um,
kid was a random thing to me, like moving over to Noah's house and having a transgender kid was very
I think
it
it
was
was done to set up
cliche for me. it was
Yes.
cliche for me for the gay couple to have a transgender kid. It was for me, and that was just my don't attack me audience, but it was very cliche for them to have a transgender kid. For me, if it was written that they had this straight kid that maybe couldn't get that their parents were gay, I don't know. Something would have been a better conflict for me
Yes.
than for
Because
them.
why is Alex still the main problem in the situation? Like that for me, I didn't like. Like, why is Alex still being this overbearing, you know, black mother type of character? I hate to use that type of reference,
That's
but
not
it
his.
was like no, it's like no growth in the character. Like for all the love and care that Alex can give, why are you acting like that with your daughter? And I mean, I don't know. It
I don't
just seemed real regressive.
think
I
he
don't
was
know.
doing anything wrong with his daughter. She was out of control. And I
I mean,
feel
yes
like he
and
was
no.
being the parent that was like, "You doing too much. Sit your hot ass down. You doing
Outside of
too
what
much."
outside of what she wore, I don't see anything that really made her out of control.
She talked crazy to them. "Bitch, you dropped my crystal." Well, that was clearly just a piece of glass, but
Yeah, okay,
"Bitch, you
that
drop my
I'll
shit
give
on the
you that.
floor, Imma knock you. I'm gonna
Yeah,
knock you."
that I'll give you that. Yes.
She that
Um,
mouth was spicy. That little girl mouth was spicy.
You see, the
But I
issue
just
is that
but
Kyrie saw himself in that girl. Yeah.
yes, and that's I think they were trying to reflect Alex in the kid because the kid had the spicy mouth like Alex, and so Alex was pissed off because it was like this little bitch is exactly like me, and she getting on my nerves. How do I chastise her when she acting like me? You know what I mean? So it was that kind of conflict that was there. That this is the spitting image of me, but I have to tell her don't do what I'm doing, bitch, because I know I've been there and done that, but the kid don't want to hear that because I'm just doing what you do. So, but it was just none of it hit for me. And then Kyrie, you said, "Oh, the cameos made it for me," but I felt like T.S. Madison had
she was
nothing. I
funny.
mean, she was
She
funny,
was
but
funny.
it was a very brief and quick 2 times she showed up. Jasmine Guy, why are you here? I love Jasmine Guy.
That yeah, that one I didn't understand. That
I
one I didn't
love
understand.
Jasmine Guy, but it was
But
like, I love you, but this is
the
very
cameo I
strange
enjoyed the
that you
most was
showed
Kennedy.
up as the nanny interviewer. And
Yeah.
it was just a weird cameos that popped up and didn't land anything to make
Like
me
she was
like,
alone coming
yes,
to
these
herself.
cameos. It was like they knew they needed some no recognizable people to show up, but it still
Yeah.
just didn't. None of it hit for me. I don't care
My
what anyone
the ca-
says.
the cameo I liked the most was Kennedy's, but that's because I'm a fan of Kennedy. So
I didn't even know it was her until they said Kennedy was here, and I was like, oh, that was Kennedy Davenport. I didn't even know it was her.
We
I,
don't know her.
I'll just be honest. I
the
didn't even
second
know it was her.
performance the second performance was better than the first one.
Yeah.
What she had on in the first one, that's for the movie. That's not her. But the second performance, yeah. But I mean, look, I wouldn't give it a 5-star review. I'd give it a 2-star because that's because I didn't. It didn't give what it needed to give, and it should have had more Trey. Didn't have enough Trey, but
Okay, my boo
I
thing.
was gonna ask, was he in it?
He was in it,
barely.
but barely.
Huh.
He did. He might as well have done a cameo.
Yeah,
He did,
Like
huh?
yeah.
Chris Madison and Jasmine Guy. Trey did a cameo. But yeah, I give it 2 out of 5 stars. I want to give it more because I like I said, I live to support a black gay moment, but I just if I'm being honest and real, she didn't give. But it did end on a moment that felt like they might be trying to bring the show back through this movie. The way that the movie ended. Like I'm the only one that saw the ending so far, but it left on a moment where they might be trying to hope that this movie does well and they could turn it back into a TV show. That's what it
I
felt like.
mean, at this
The
point,
way
they're
it
on at this point they're on Paramount. Doing well or not, they could just go ahead and get a deal and do the show through fucking
That
Paramount.
works.
That's not true. That's why this movie was taped in 2023 and is just coming out
Yeah.
now. People won't
Do you
always
really
pick up
think that
the
this
show
movie
to
is
be
going to do
distributed.
well
You
enough
could
to
put
bring the show
now. I
back?
will say you could put
That's
anything
what
on
they're hoping.
Tubi, but Tubi is a suspect. Will they watch it type of? channel. You
That's
could
a
anybody
lot
can
of people
download
watch
it
Tubi though.
on Tubi, but it's the money you're gonna get from it is not gonna be the same as if you get a deal with Paramount or one of those movie
Yeah,
distributors that are going to make it lucrative for you to release this thing.
one of the big streamers, pretty
But
much.
let's be real. They only released it because it was Pride Month.
Yeah,
I agree with that too.
they had started to get some talk about bringing Noah's Ark back in the last maybe like 6 months. And so all of a sudden it was like, well, we're going to do a movie, but then when you hear what he says, it's only been a year and the tombstone say 2022, you realize, oh, this was filmed a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find a distributor that was profitable to release this movie. And they ended up, I
And
think,
then
because some
in
noise
walked
was
in
made,
Paramount.
they were able to find somebody to distribute it because people started bringing up wanting to see a Noah's Ark again. And all of a sudden, this movie popped up. But then you realize, oh, they did this a long time ago, and it just didn't get released. I
Well,
didn't mean to turn off my camera. Sorry.
Oh, you
Yeah,
turned it off while you was talking. I was
I
like,
know.
wait a minute.
Something was on my computer and I touched the thing and it
Well,
turned off
there's a
my.
ghost in the house.
no,
Oh
this is my
no,
cat.
it's a cat.
But
Um,
anyway,
I just saw it run away.
yeah. She decide he decided to jump over the barricade that we had.
Oh, he said, F you. I'm
Yeah,
coming in this room.
yeah.
I'm coming in this room.
Yeah,
you gotta know that
I'm
he
in
wants attention all the time.
I live in here too, damn it.
But hearing the reviews, and how it ended, I can see that it's
Well, we
not.
didn't say we didn't tell you how it ended.
Well, you said you let it ended on a way in which you can see they were hoping for a
To be
furthering of the show.
yeah.
So I was gonna say that despite you saying it's not gonna be that enjoyable of a watch, if you are interested in the show returning, you might want to watch it
You
anyway.
should watch it. Yeah, that's why I said I supported it.
But I like the other one better.
And
Jumping
I
the
would
Broom was a much better movie to me.
it was. Jumping the Broom was better, but I will say if you are looking for this to be a show, because I will watch the show, even if it returned as a show, I'm gonna watch it. I'm being honest.
Same. I would watch it,
But
yes.
I would say support the movie, regardless of my lackluster review.
Yeah.
Black people, power to the people. Watch the movie. Watch the movie.
But
That's
definitely
my
give your feedback.
recommendation. Power to the people. Watch the movie, y'all.
Boom shakalaka.
Because everybody might not feel the way I feel. Watch the
That's
movie.
true.
Boom, boom shakalaka. All right. All right.
And they need to watch it within these first 2 weeks. That's when ratings really make a difference. So try to watch it in like I know they're not gonna see this podcast this weekend, they're gonna see it next weekend, but
Right.
watch the movie within the first couple of weeks
This is our
because
first
most
timely
ratings make
review,
it.
but it's still gonna be late.
Right, but we are on it though. Like it just came out yesterday from our taping. However, you will see this next week. It's like talk shows when I will watch Ellen sometimes, and somebody will be like, "It's Tuesday," and Ellen will be like, "No, it's Thursday. It's Thursday," and they will be like, "Oh yeah, it is Thursday," because they taped it on a Tuesday, but it was airing on a Thursday, so they had to pretend it was Thursday.
Oh well. So if you
There's a
want
lot
timely
different.
reviews, you can send us some advanced copies to what's the point. .com.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. We would love to screen your movies, believe me.
We would.
Well, this was good. Does anybody else have anything that has gone on in their week they want to discuss? Get off their chest? Any rant, opinion? Has
uh,
anything happened? A feeling, a thought, a notion?
well,
You this time have nothing to say?
Um, so I had a epiphany.
Jesus Christ. What happened?
Right.
No, I just had an epiphany on what I wanted to what what I wanted to do for my retirement.
Oh,
Um, I wanna I wanna travel, get an RV and travel. That's it.
I like RV life. I've always thought it was cool. I used to watch Home and Garden all the time and watch the RV shows. Like I've always wanted to go camping. I've never been camping, so that's something I think would be a really cool experience. I don't know if I could spend my whole retirement just picking up and traveling everywhere, but I
So
would just love to be able to have that freedom to do that when I want, though.
Henry, while the
so
visual hate.
Yeah, my co-host. That's not his life. That
no. So
RV life
wait,
is not his bag at all.
no,
Nope, I would do
so
maybe like once a trip a year in the RV, and that I'm not
no,
traveling across the country. Nope, not. Let's
no,
get on a
We
plane.
talked
Let's
about
get on a plane.
living completely
no,
on the road in
no.
an RV.
You gon' trip when you see we got a trailer in the back, and we going to these Onyx events and
We just gonna
staying.
pull up our home.
Yep.
Now,
Uh,
here's the thing, Hemi. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're thinking, Hemi. I'm not sure if you're thinking of like the regular type that you might think of
oh
when
no,
you say
no,
RV.
no, no, no.
There are luxury ones that people
Sweetie,
pay
I've seen a tour
thousands.
bus. I know what it is.
I mean,
I don't want to live
beyond
on a
beyond a tour bus, beyond a
I
tour
don't
bus.
want to live on an RV.
Oh,
No.
I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just saying that I could see the vision of what Carnage is saying, pulling up to an Onyx event with
I,
this luxury RV outside. I understand. I
where
understand
you
where you're
gonna
coming
park it? Get that
in a
thing
parking
out.
lot.
We
Where you
can't
gonna
You
park
park
it.
it?
you can park RVs in hotel parking lots if you have permission. If you talk to the managers, you can park the RVs in the lot.
If you're not staying at the hotel?
No, if you're,
Sweet Pea, if
I,
you ain't staying at the hotel, you can't park in the hotel parking
I believe that you probably would have to purchase a room. Yes, I do believe you probably would. But who's to say that room just can't be for whatever you need
But then you still gotta get a room. So what's the point of getting a room if you got a
It
whole
for.
RV that you're living in?
I don't stay in RVs. I don't
Get
know.
baby
I
oil.
know, but you're not making any sense.
I don't know.
Um,
No,
um,
That one didn't make sense. It didn't.
it
it's
didn't.
hey, it's a whole RV life. So
I know it's places that you could
yeah,
park your RV and blah blah. I get that. I'm just not about a mobile home. Like I would be about a mobile home if we're going camping for one like a trip we take once a year, but I'm not gonna be in a mobile home like all the time. Like we're just traveling to Ohio, to Arkansas, to Iowa. Like no, no. Mm-mm.
How do you feel about then? How do you feel about tiny homes?
Oh, bitch, I'm 6'3". What am I doing in tiny home? What the fuck am I gonna do in a tiny home? And I'm sorry for the cussing, but that just
They
made me feel
have
some kind of way.
they
Like
have
tiny
homes.
homes work for you
They
because you're
have
5'6". You're 5'6". So tiny homes work for you. I'm 6'3". A tiny home does not work for me.
they they have tiny homes with
Excuse my
high enough.
French.
They they have tiny homes with high enough ceilings to support you
no,
all day.
yeah, they do.
I
Thank
still
you.
don't want a tiny home.
Eric is
I
six
know.
five, and he has looked at tiny homes that are tall enough that someone of his height can live in a
I,
tiny home.
if the word tiny is in my home, I don't want it.
Why are you so close minded to tiny homes? Let me tell you something.
Give me a
Modular
regular home. I want a
modular
regular
homes
home.
and tiny homes are affordable, cost effective,
Have at
and
it,
they
ladies
let.
and gentlemen. I don't want it.
We're not getting no
Look,
sponsorship deals.
hear me. Right here, they hear me out. That is so. That is wrong. I don't even have to say, but I'm trying to say something.
Because you're height challenged, you want us small people to
First
want
of
to live in a
all,
tiny
you
home.
don't
I
have to be
don't want to
height.
live in a tiny home.
You don't have to be height challenged to live in a tiny home. A
Blah
tiny
blah
home
blah.
is
Is all
cost
I'm hearing.
effective, and it's
Cost
stylish. First
effective,
of
and it
all,
doesn't
that's
have as
not
much impact on the environment. You know.
right.
Okay, well, you live in a tiny home.
Oh,
God bless.
Are you so Shazam? You're saying you wouldn't live in a tiny home either?
okay, I've looked at these shows just like you. I enjoy these
Right.
things. I
So you
love anything that can be conscious to our environment, something that doesn't take up other space, messes with the animals and everything. Like I'm all about it. I actually have a dream to create a green community.
But my
To,
home has been here for years and years and years, so she ain't messing up nothing that wasn't done before I was born. I didn't build a brand new house and tear up an animal's environment. I
okay,
didn't do
Henry, no
that.
tiny homes for you. Oh,
that is
oh, blah, blah. All right.
that is the worst
It's
argument.
different if you know
That
it's
is
different if you building a brand new home and you destroying an animal's environment. That I get that. But this house been here since the 30s or the 40s. I
you're
didn't do
literally sitting there saying my house hasn't done nothing to you. That's
it.
what you're saying.
Exactly.
Made it
My
all
house
by
ain't done
itself.
nothing to you.
I'm
Mm,
just, tiny homes are
Get
very
you one.
nice. So,
he said he's a trained thespian. He's an all-day critic, apparently.
I can't keep my argument up anymore.
Yay, pills. Yay, pills.
without without the backed aggression, I can't keep pushing anymore. All I have to say is tiny houses are great.
Get you one. I
That's
said
it.
get you one.
I, I like tiny homes. I think they're great. I
If
would live
that
in one.
works, if it works for you, get you one. Get you one.
Right. Apparently my co-host just doesn't agree. That's fine. I can't make him agree. It's okay. Tiny homes are nice. I would live in one. It's okay. I'm 5'6" and I'm
You're a
happy.
tiny person. So it makes sense for you.
Right.
Oh, you muted
I'm not muted.
him
Oh,
or Kyrie.
I'm muted how?
Oh, my.
Oh. Um
I feel like on that sound effect, it's a great time to wrap the show up.
right. This has been a very fun show we've had today. I see now that the argument is mute. It's okay. People buy tiny homes.
I think you
They're
meant
nice.
moot, not mute.
Moot, mute in a boot. I
It's
don't
not
know.
the same.
Well, what I'm about to do is in this show.
Come on, Canadian. A boot.
Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for hanging out with us. This has been an amazing time. Thank you to our crew, King Carnage and Shazam. Thank you always, guys. Love you much. If you guys want to support us, please go to our websites, hoodgeekmedia.com, where you can look at shirts, hats, bags, cups. We have a lot of different things there that will help support us and keep us going. Also, you can go to our website, what'sthepointpod.com. There you can see previous episodes. You can learn more about Hemi, Shazam, Carnage, and myself. You can also listen to previous episodes as well. Hemi, my man, please tell everybody please tell everybody where they can listen to us every Thursday.
Almost got it. You can listen to us every Thursday at 11 a.m. on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. And Kyrie, tell them where they can watch us. And when.
Every Friday. Every Friday morning at 11 a.m., we premiere. We have a live podcast, and one of us will be in the podcast to help commentate and answer questions or just chit chat with you while you watch. Hemi, my man, tell our folks what they can do.
Keep it classy, y'all. Until next
All
time.
right, y'all. Take care. Oh my God.
You know, I like to do a freeze frame.
I know.
I feel like Family Matters or Full House. Like you just have to freeze.
The sadness in my heart that I feel when you do that every time.
You'll be all right.